What's going on, everybody in the Jason Nation? My name is Jason and welcome back to some more Sacred Gold. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering, wait, this isn't Sacred Gold. I thought Sacred Gold finished. Well, yes, Sacred Gold did finish actually, but that was just the Johto part of it. And in case you guys don't know, Storm Silver, Sacred Gold are based off Heart Gold, Soul Silver, which do have two regions, Johto and Kanto, meaning they have 16 gym badges in total and another champion fight to come, which is Red. So it's a pretty interesting time. There's also Elite Four rematches that can be done. There's a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be covering in the Kanto live stream. Only the necessary stuff, of course, because obviously we're trying to beat it in a timely fashion and get the Let's Play over with to start up a new project. But you guys can definitely tune in for that, because that's going to be Saturday, July 18th. Once again, to reiterate the date, I mentioned this in a previous episode of Sacred Gold, which was the two-part finale, which will also be linked in the description if you missed that, and the whole playlist will be linked in the description, so you can check it all out. You can check out previous episodes that are in this series, and if you are interested in it, maybe you can hang out in the live stream on Saturday. Who knows? There also might be an optional way to unlock a separate stream for hatching all the remaining eggs that we have at the end of it, but we'll talk more about that when the live stream actually comes around. So today I'm going to be announcing something pretty awesome that I kind of hinted towards a little while ago, around the 4th gym badge or so of Sacred Gold, and I said that I wanted to get a new wave of eggs in for Kanto, because there's a lot of new people who joined the Jason Nation within the last couple of months who weren't actually around to, you know, send in an egg or send in multiple eggs for the original Egglocke. So I figured this would be a good time, you know, because considering we've done this Egglocke a lot differently than most people on YouTube have, it's really weird how we play it through, but I'm planning to, you know, do things a lot more professionally and a lot differently in the next Let's Play, of course. But I figured, you know, considering we're already playing on some wonky rules, we may as well get another, well, you know, wave of eggs in. And so I was like, alright, that sounds like a good idea, because someone suggested that, so I was like, alright, you know what, sounds like a good idea, let's go with it. So this is where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to send in eggs if you don't already know how to, and you want to be, you know, possibly featured, or get your egg possibly featured on screen. Another thing worth mentioning is that if you already know how to send in eggs, and you know how to do all that stuff already, you just need to know the email address to send them into, then I will go ahead and put the email address up on screen in the description, all that good stuff, so you guys can go ahead and take that and put it into your email, send the eggs on over. It's a limit of 3 eggs per person, so make sure you do not send in more than 3 eggs, otherwise if you do, I'm just going to pick the first 3 eggs that you attached and use them in the game. So don't send in more than 3, just because of the amount of people who are probably going to be sending in eggs again. This also gives people who sent in eggs in the past, yes, you can resend in more. This is that opportunity for you to do so. So send them to the email address you see on screen. I'll show this email at the end of the video again, of course. But now you can go ahead and stick around if you still need a tutorial on how to send them in. But if you're good to go, then hopefully I can get your eggs on our playthrough, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. But for those of you who want to know how to send in eggs, stick around. There's a tutorial upcoming. Alright, so to essentially send in eggs, it's a really simple process, and it shouldn't take too much time. So hopefully you guys are going to be cool with what we're going to do here. So, follow along carefully. Make sure you follow all the proper, you know, rules and whatnot, because there's a couple rules here when making your eggs, but just understand that it's all to make sure that for legitimacy purposes and fairness purposes, if your egg gets drawn, then that way I don't have to ditch it if it's not made properly, because I usually, if it's illegal, or doesn't have an ability or something like that, or doesn't have any moves, along those lines, I will usually not include that egg. Basically, you're going to want to go into a site like Cerebi, or Bulbapedia, whatever you think would be a good idea. Go ahead and head on to one of those sites, something that gives you information on all the Pokemon and whatnot. So let's say you want to send me in an egg. Now, because this Let's Play so far, we've allowed, you know, people to send in evolved Pokemon, which is, you know, usually not allowed in Egglocke, but I'm allowing it in this one. But future Egglocks to come, we'll probably play them by more legitimate rules. But you can send in any Pokemon you want. It could be a legendary. I mean, I wouldn't prefer it, because then, you know, that's kind of not as challenging as it could be. But you can if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. But you can't send in a Kyogre and give it explosion, because I don't, unless it gets explosion, then I'm about to eat my own words here. But if I'm not mistaken, this thing doesn't get explosion. You can do Control F to find out if it gets explosion. If this thing doesn't get explosion, oh, also make sure when you're searching for the Pokemon, you hit Gen 4, Gen IV Dex, because we're playing a Gen 4 game, so some moves may have been updated in newer generations, so make sure you're checking on the Gen 4 one, because that's what we need. Essentially, let's say you want to send me in a Ampharos as an example, but you don't want to send in the full thing. Send in a Mareep, you can send in a Flaffy. We'll do Flaffy, because why not, you know? It's in the middle. You can send me whatever one you like. I don't really care too much. So let's take a look at this. So basically, you want to go search down for moves that it learns by level up. I will accept those, but this time around, I think we might want to play a bit differently with what we're doing here. And that would be, you know, go ahead and take a look at its egg moves. See what egg moves it gets. You can include level up moves, but I'd prefer it if you included egg moves because, you know, that way it's a little bit more fair and it's not as, you know, rough on everybody else because some people might complain that you're using moves that it doesn't actually get by egg moves. So make sure you're picking legitimate moves that it actually gets and whatnot. And once you know the Pokemon, the 3 that you're going to send me, you're going to need a program called Pokegen. Now, I'll leave a link to this program in the description so you can go download it. It's completely virus-free, so don't worry about, you know, getting a virus or anything like that, because of course that's not going to happen. I'm also going to include, when we start the Let's Play, I'm going to include a link in the description to my save file with all the new eggs, so you guys can play through Kanto with us as well if you'd like. But nevertheless, you guys need this program called Pokegen. Once you figure out what Pokemon you want, I'm gonna go ahead and open up my save file as an example. You may not have a save file if you don't, you know, use Dismumi or an emulator, but I'm gonna open up my Sacred Gold save file just to, you know, show you guys. Right now, this is the party you guys saw me take on the Elite Four with. We won. It's all good. These are the Pokemon I got here, right? Let's say I want to make a completely new Pokemon. So let's do Flaffy, like I said, as an example. Is that how you spell Flaffy? What the hell? How do you spell Flaffy? Let me open up Cerebi on my other monitor here. Flaffy. How do you spell your name, dude? Oh, it's got 2 A's. I didn't know that. Okay. So it's got Flaffy. Alright. Now we want to nickname it. Let's name it Jason because, you know, Ampharos is my mascot. Why not? We're going to go ahead and just, you don't have to worry about this actually. If it has a number up here, don't worry about it. Just let it do its thing. You can input a bunch of random numbers if you want, but it really doesn't matter. Experience, please make this level 1. Do not make this any higher level than level 1, and make sure you click egg down here. That way it will be sent in as an egg, and well, it'll make the Pokemon an egg, because as you can see here, let me show you what it has so far. If we do what it has so far and we right click set on the box, you'll notice there's just a Flaffy, but if we do with the egg, we'll do right click set over Flaffy, and now it's an egg because, you know, it needs to be an egg. So a couple people on the first run through actually sent in Pokemon, so I knew what some of them were. I had to make them eggs, but I don't really remember what those Pokemon were now, so it's not like it really matters. But make sure you send it as an egg, just so, you know, it makes the element surprise you know, a part of it, I guess. Nature, I don't know why I can't edit the nature for some reason. I think this might be because I'm just using an already formatted Pokemon, but if you guys can change the nature, you can change it to whatever nature you want. I don't know why this is like this for me, but it might not be like that for you. If not, it's whatever, just leave it as is. Held item, if you want to give it a held item that you want me to use, I will take it off of it before I, like if it's a specific held item you want the Pokemon you're giving me to use, then I will use it. I'll have to take the held item off before we hatch it. Please make its happiness 0. Make it the lowest you possibly can, because the more happiness it has when it's an egg, the more happiness, or the longer it's gonna take for it to hatch, even with a quick egg hatch code. So please do that. For Flaffy, you know, what does Flaffy get as its ability? It's static. Please make it its legitimate ability. If it's not its legitimate ability, then I will not use it. Country doesn't really matter, preferably, you know, US, UK, Australia. I don't any people who are gonna be sending in eggs are from here, but if you are, you know, by all means send it to your region, I guess. I don't really mind. Origin, make sure it's heart gold. Shiny leaf, you can include that if you want, doesn't really matter. Map, make sure you just set it to daycare couple, Pokeball, all this stuff so it just looks legitimate, you know. Make sure it's as legitimate as possible. Just do literally what I have here. Pause the video, do daycare couple, Pokeball, level 0. Actually, you can say level 1 because that's technically what level it would hatch at. As far as date goes, you can just put today's date by clicking that button right there. And in any terms you want to put egg / Palpark / event / honeytree / shaman. This event is what you want to use here so that it says it hatches as an egg. Stats, you can go ahead and give it whatever IVs you want. You can randomize its IVs. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. You can randomize EVs. You don't really need to give it EVs. I'd prefer if you didn't, but if you want to give it pre EVs on there, go ahead, do it. Also, this is where you implement the attacks. So you go onto, you know, this page and you pick the attacks that you want for Flaffy and make sure that they're legal moves and such. So let's give Flaffy takedown, screech, and charge, because it's probably not going to have more than 3 moves when it hatches. So let's do charge. Takedown, was that one? I think did I say takedown? I don't even know if I just said takedown. Yeah, takedown and screech. there you go. Those are the 3 moves you wanted to have. If it already has a 4th move, just hit blank up at the top here so it's good. One that's all set and done, you go ahead and go onto an empty space either in your party or in the PC boxes, doesn't really matter. Hit set, and it'll set the egg. Now let's see if we just view this this Shinx right here. We'll go ahead and view the Shinx. It's a completely different Pokemon, as you can see here, different moves, all that. Go ahead and view the data for the egg. It's the same egg you made. Make sure you nickname it. Like I said, please nickname it. Do not leave it the default name so it doesn't spoil what it is. Other than that, you know, you got all the regular stuff you got here. We made all this stuff. It's the egg right here that you need to keep your eye on. So then you're going to go ahead, right click, and then you're going to hit, what was it? Send to? No. Go ahead and right click on this egg, view data, and then I think excuse me, this is what you do. Sorry, I was a little confused right there. So once you're viewing the data of the egg, you go File, Save Pokemon from tabs. So do Save Pokemon, and then you're gonna name this thing the name of the nickname you gave it. So if you name this thing Bob, you name it Bob, but in this case just do Jason because that's what I named it. I'm gonna go and save this to my desktop because I don't really want to save it to my hard drive. It's fine, just put it to my desktop. Now we're gonna go ahead and just quickly grab that file so I can open it up on my other monitor right here. Alright, so we got Jason.pkm, right? Now let's go ahead and just exit out of Pokegen here and we'll reopen it real fast. Pokegen. Do I need to go to my desktop for this? Yeah, I probably do. Okay, hold on. Desktop. Where's Pokegen? Okay, so let's open a Pokegen here. And we'll drag this into here, and as you can see, when we drag that in there, you go right click view data. It's the same Pokemon. The nickname might be slightly messed up, but it'll be whatever you named it, so don't worry about that. And that's the same Pokemon you're sending me. So then we're gonna navigate our way over to the Egglocke email, and basically this is what you're gonna need to do. I already have people who sent in eggs already. I tweeted out on Twitter, so thank you to Riley and George for the submissions. I appreciate it a lot, guys. Go ahead and do compose. I don't know, it depends on what email you're using. I'm just using Gmail as an example, but you can use any email, Yahoo, AOL, Hotmail, whatever, doesn't really matter. Go ahead and make sure you set the email to JasonPlaysEgglocke@gmail.com. It's the same one you see displayed up here, so make sure you're just typing in the one that you see up here officially. Subject, just do eggs for Egglocke as an example, something along those lines. It's all good. Then what you're gonna need to do is just attach files. Go ahead and navigate. What the hell is I trying to say right there? Go ahead and navigate to the PKM file that I'm seeming to have trouble finding at the minute. There it is. So Jason.pkm, you attach it. You can see the PKM file is gonna be down there. Just write, you know, like for you, just be like, here are my eggs for Kanto or something like that, and I'll put, as an example, put like test egg as an example. Test egg. Go ahead and send it. Sending. Success sending. We'll refresh. We've got, there you go, test egg right there. That's my email. It's gonna come straight to me. We're gonna have that file there. I can download it and it's all good to go. So that's pretty much all you need to do in order to send in an egg. Like I said, the limit is 3, so make sure that you put in only 3 eggs and all that good stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all it's gonna be. So thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you found this video useful. If you did enjoy, make sure you thunder punch that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Help support the channel, help support the series, helps other people see this series as well. Maybe they can even enjoy it too. So thank you, like I said, very much for watching, and I'll catch you dudes in the next one. Peace.